This evening, former Minister of Finance fraud charge over sale of state property postponed. Cana to begin Guyana to Canada flights from June 1st. NIS to be made more accessible to the public. In the region, Chilean Congress approves bill reducing work week to 40 hours. And internationally, Russia eyes digital draft as Ukraine war loses mount. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for April 13, 2023. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, former Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who was charged with fraud over the sale of a $20 million state property to BK Marines Limited at an undervalued price, has had his trial deferred to April 24, 2023. The trial was originally set to begin on April 11, 2023, but was postponed. Jordan made his first court appearance since December 2021 and was placed on $3 million bail. He was charged with willfully misconducting himself by selling the property for just over $20 million when it was valued at over $5 billion. The charge was brought against him by the Special Organized Crime Unit SOCO, an arm of the Guyana Police Force. Jordan was placed on $3 million bail and was not required to plead to the charge. Also making the headlines, the government is working to improve access to the National Insurance Scheme for its contributors, according to the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nandlal. He stated that the government would make drastic changes to simplify the process of receiving benefits to ensure that persons entitled to NIS benefits receive them in accordance with the law. He noted that administrative and other hurdles preventing people from accessing their benefits would be uprooted, making the process more accessible to a wider cross-section of Guyanese. Over the past 2 years, the government has implemented administrative changes to intensify efforts to clear the backlog of unresolved matters and improve the services offered to contributors. NIS has also conducted several outreaches to address issues experienced by contributors. Last month, Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, announced that NIS had resolved around 6,000 issues through its outreaches. The government is aiming for further improvements in the services offered by the scheme. In other news, Guyana is set to welcome a new airline route as Cana, a Dominican Republic airline, plans to begin flights from Guyana to Canada starting June 1st, 2023. This announcement was made during a meeting at the Office of the President, where the CEO of Cana, Frank Diaz-Gonzalez, was present along with his team and local representatives, including business consultant Dr. Roshan Khan. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali welcomed the news of the airline's plans to fly 3 times a week to Canada and its intentions to fly from Georgetown to Houston, Texas. The addition of the new airline route is expected to provide more options for travel and stimulate economic growth between Guyana and Canada. The CEO of Cana expressed his excitement at the opportunity to serve the Guyanese people and provide more travel options for Canadians looking to visit Guyana. Stick around when we return. We Live 3 Expo to showcase over 200 Guyanese female-owned businesses, and GTT Incorporated addresses public safety concerns over deficient manhole cover on Sheriff Street.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold, and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's credit And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a Guyana map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hey, this is your fancy vehicle and that is your house?
Yes, this is my vehicle and actually I'm waiting on my land. I'm actually renting this house for $50,000.
$50,000? You head boy, you crazy, you mad, you head not good. Why you buy? Look, let me show you the light. Come with me.
Come on down to Fabulous Homes today. Pay $50,000 every month for 36 months or until you reach 50% of your house costs. Move in after 75% of the cost has been paid.
This is wonderful. Let's go. Sign me up.
Alright, let me go and dash you your landlord.
To explore our home ownership program, check our Facebook page for more information or come down to our office at Avalon Friendship.
Hey, Chinese, thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You got through?
Yes.
Call us at 227-1380 or 615-8740. Fabulous Homes International Realty, changing tenants into homeowners.
At Fabulous Homes, we bring your dreams to life.
Welcome back. Hundreds of women in business will seize the opportunity to showcase their talent, innovation, and creativity center stage at the Women Empowerment Leading, Innovating, Flourishing Together We Live 3 Expo. The exhibition is set for April 15th and 16th at the Movie Tongue parking lot, East Coast Demerara, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and will see some 200 female-owned businesses showcasing their unique and diverse range of products and services. This year's event is centered around a diverse market, featuring unique businesses owned by women only. There is something for everyone, from graphic design services to delicious baked goods, organic henna, handmade scented candles, and body bars. The event is being sponsored by Nations, Spotlight Initiative, and ExxonMobil. It will allow patrons to shop locally and support female entrepreneurs. We Live 3 promises to be a unique and exciting event that celebrates the creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurial spirit of female business owners in Guyana. The expo is the largest expo of its kind in the Caribbean. On a different note, in a statement released yesterday, GTT Incorporated addressed public safety concerns regarding a deficient manhole cover on Sheriff Street in the vicinity of Duncan Street. The company stated that they were aware of the issue and had taken steps to reduce the risk of impact to road users by placing barriers and a temporary covering over the affected area until a viable replacement could be sourced. Unfortunately, the company noted that the barriers were vandalized and removed, prompting the company to take more robust measures to secure the area facilities to the state it is in presently. Despite the setback, the telephone giant assured the public that a permanent and secure replacement would be in place by Saturday, April 15th. GTT Incorporated emphasized its commitment to continue cooperation with the Ministry of Public Works towards the infrastructural development and safety of the country. The company recognized the importance of public safety and reiterates its willingness to take all necessary measures to ensure the well-being of citizens. Don't go away after the break. Lebanon economic crisis. IMF outlines conditions for financial assistance, and Russia eyes digital draft as Ukraine war loses mount.
Celebrity Pure Vegan Cuisine and Bar. We say vegan, we speak about 100% vegan. No dairy products, no MSG. From the cheese, the butter, the milk, everything we use here, it's vegan. Our breakfast, some of the special we have for breakfast: porridge, fried plantain, we have boil and fried katahar, boil and fried cassavas. We have soup of the day, which you all know. The main thing in that soup is the dry mushrooms as well as the bean curry. Young okras is a must with full ground food, split peas and everything up in that. Coconut milk is the main thing. Then we have the lunchtime. Some of the main dishes that people already is hitting on: the split peas cocoa rice, basmati and quinoa mix. A lot of people don't know what's that, but you come down here, you get it. It's a replacement of rice and a great substitute in the vegan business. Then we have dal, corn, okra and carrots, edo leaves, chanchi down, coconut milk. There's so many side dishes, but one of the special things is the chicken that we make right here. We make sweet and sour chicken, strip chicken, jerk chicken. All of that is in-house, made right in here from scratch. In the evening, you know everything is up. We also carry a large variety of organic and natural products. Some of the products that we have here is the hemp. The hemp, that one is a very important product for the body. Proteins and everything to the max. We have the Corellia. This also is very good for the body. We have the Spirulina. Spirulina is very good for everyone, but men benefit a lot from that. After the Spirulina, we have the maca powder. These are all organic and natural powders for the body, especially when you're getting up there in age. You use these things as supplements. Black seed oil. On the internet, it said the only thing the black seed oil don't cure is death. And there are many more products that we have there, full variety. We have the natural juices we also make. We have from like the sorrel juice, the pineapple juice, mabi, ginger beer. All these things make from the bark or the natural powder. We do not use concentrate in this cuisine at all. Everything we do it natural. Also at the Celebrity Pure Vegan Cuisine, we have a well-stocked bar. Some people choose to have a drink when they finish eating. We need to make sure that they're comfortable and happy when they're leaving this place. So we do our best to provide the services that we think is required. Remember, this place are fully AC and we cater for weddings, all occasions, birthday parties, anniversaries. So we set the place so that everyone can come, feel right and understand what's happening. Come right down to the Pure Vegan Cuisine and Bar, 198 Camp Street again, and you will find everything you need to live to be healthy.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Chilean legislators have overwhelmingly passed a bill reducing the country's work week from 45 to 40 hours in a bid to improve the quality of life and rights of workers. Al Jazeera's Felix Niawara reports.
A breakthrough in Chile's Congress. For 6 years, politicians have been debating whether to reduce the length of the working week. This was the moment many who argued for that change had been waiting for.
We want to express great joy because we've shown that it's possible to advance towards a better quality of life for the workers of our country.
127 out of 155 members of Congress voted in favor of cutting working hours in Chile. It now joins Ecuador in reducing the working week to 40 hours. 14 who voted against say a shorter work week will damage small businesses.
This is much easier for large companies who can adapt working hours, but is harmful for small and medium enterprises that are struggling to survive in this economic crisis.
President Gabriel Boric came to power last year, promising social and economic reforms. But his approval ratings have plummeted as the economy's worsened and inflation has risen to nearly 12%. A new constitution he championed last year was widely rejected. For his administration, the passing of this legislation is a much-needed win. Workers in the capital, Santiago, welcomed the changes.
It's good because people have more time for their family, and with today's wages, people can find another source of income, so it's not bad.
Latin America has some of the longest working hours in the world. But Chile's government says it's possible to improve productivity and the quality of people's lives, and many are watching to see if other nations in the region start to agree. Felix Nyawara, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, Lebanon is facing an economic crisis blamed on years of mismanagement and corruption. A bailout from the International Monetary Fund has been proposed as the only realistic chance of recovery, but political and financial elites are refusing. Al Jazeera's Zain Kudur reports.
Lebanon is buying wheat through a World Bank loan. It's the only way to ensure the price of bread, a main staple, remains subsidized. The state is nearly bankrupt and struggling to pay importers in dollars.
If it was not for the World Bank loan, today we would have been looking at a price of bread that is over 120,000 Lebanese liras, which is almost twice the current price.
The wheat loan is one of many projects financed by the World Bank. Roughly 80,000 families are receiving cash assistance as part of a social safety net program it helped build. But it has set conditions on funding that's not for emergency use. For example, in order for the nearly collapsed energy industry to get funding, Lebanon has to audit the state electricity company responsible for much of the government's debt. The international community says it won't bail out a political class accused of decades of corruption. It says the financial lifeline Lebanon needs will only come through an agreement with the International Monetary Fund. And that requires economic and fiscal reforms and proper oversight over public finances. But decision makers backed by the business elite have not shown interest. So far, they've made the public pay for an estimated $70 billion in losses.
There's a clear path that has been taken that has seen most of the deposits in the banking sector liquidated or lirified, if one can say, at a very discounted rate. And we have seen that for, $30-40 billion so far.
All the while, the economic situation is worsening with inflation in triple digits.
The government has been absent. It's done nothing. The economy is in ruins and unemployment is high.
Analysts say an IMF program would unlock billions of dollars in funding and also gives investors confidence the country is reforming. And many warn, without that, Lebanon could face a never-ending crisis that will have irreversible consequences, especially for the poor. Zana Khudr, Al Jazeera, Beirut.
And finally, Russia plans to introduce electronic military draft papers in an effort to make it harder for men to avoid being called up to fight in Ukraine. Under the legislation, citizens who fail to show up at the military enlistment office will be automatically banned from traveling abroad and face a raft of other restrictions to complicate their lives inside Russia. Al Jazeera's Dorsa Jabari has more.
163 members of Russia's upper house agreed to pass a law making it easier for men to be enlisted into the military. The Kremlin says it will end chaos during periods of recruitment, like some reported recently at facilities like this. People have to report here after receiving a notice from the Defense Ministry. Russian men between the ages of 18 and 27 are obliged to serve a year in the military.
Under the new law, which needs to be signed by President Vladimir Putin, a new federal digital database will expedite the process, and those in it will not be allowed to leave the country. Men will have 20 days to report to their local enlistment offices in their region. If they don't, there will be severe penalties.
Those include not being able to rent property, get a loan or credit card from a bank, nor to be able to buy a car or even get a marriage certificate. Restrictions that only one politician who voted against the law says are unconstitutional.
The measure aimed at restricting rights are not consistent with existing laws, to say nothing of constitutional law. The penalty for not receiving it for objective reasons is inadequate. Let's not lie, we all understand what this law is aimed at.
A sentiment shared by many who will be affected here.
Our freedom is being restricted. For me, as someone of conscription age, this is bad. In our country right now, there are two options, either prison or war. Either you go and fight and die for someone else's cause, or you sit in prison.
I think it's a strange solution, unexpected, distrusting. It's not clear how it'll work.
I think electronic summons are a strange thing. You may not see this notification and have problems. I don't know how to fight this.
Currently, those doing their mandatory military service are not called to the front lines in Ukraine. The Defense Ministry says it's using contract soldiers there. The timing of the passing of this bill is also significant, as the military is preparing to launch its annual spring recruitment drive.
Last September, the Kremlin announced that they're going to mobilize reservists. It turned out that the Russian system of mobilization is not really working. They don't know where their reservists are. The system is dysfunctional. So this is an attempt to make it more functional.
According to the Defense Ministry, 147,000 men will be called to do their military service this year. And now they will have little choice but to report for duty or face the consequences. Dorsa Jabari, Al Jazeera, Moscow.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. This concludes today's Headline News Update. Tune in tomorrow, Friday at 5:30 p.m. with our next broadcast. For more updates and news, visit our Facebook and YouTube pages. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.